Hello, and welcome back to If These Old Beasts Could Talk. And today I have another little video for you guys. A Master Lock Secret Service #1 padlock. Before I continue, I have to let you guys know that the seller, pdlox, on eBay, or sort of like an acronym for padlocks, was extremely helpful through this whole detail. He's one of the nicest eBay sellers I've ever worked with. He even sent me this as a little extra. This is a Master Lock #3. These are both, I believe, 40s vintage, so quite old for locks. And then we'll be comparing these two to my Calumet and Hecla Corbin. Before I go any further, I do have to warn people, though, that these old locks do have cadmium on them. They're rust-proofed, so if you're getting into this, just know cadmium, it's a little sketchy. It's like lead. You don't want to eat with it on your hands, so just wash your hands after handling these old locks. Store them in a place where they won't get nasty and there won't be dust and all that, and you'll be fine. So just don't mess around with cadmium. It's not good for you. Think of it like lead. So without any more screwing around, I'll pop open the padlock for everybody. First, we get our nickel silver keys right here, which I'll talk a little more about in a second. And then we have the lock, which is in the box here. Gotta make sure I take this out carefully. One second, I'll get it out, and then I'll get back to you guys, because I don't want to damage the nice little box here. I'd first like to note how nice these keys are. Get that cool. Here, I'll move that little clip for you. Look at that nice master and the lion. It's the same on that side and that key. And this is the back side. Master Lock Company, Milwaukee, USA. One thing that's of note about these two padlocks right here, this is our Secret Service padlock that I just took out of that box over there, is that for these, they both have nickel silver key pins and nickel silver keys. These are wear reduction features. I believe the Master Secret Service is the only one with the nickel silver pins in it. It was kind of done with the keys as a sort of extra wear prevention feature. This one has a beefer of a spring in it, and this one has actually a weaker spring. Now, the reason I wanted to compare these two is because these would have been being used in similar applications, being similarly sized. I mean, if I were me, I would choose this Master #1 Secret Service over here over this, simply because of the sheer resistance of that shackle right there, Picking isn't very much of a problem for thieves. The main issue is getting through these in the first place, and it's a lot easier to get through that unshielded brass shackle right there than the chromed hardened shackle you have on the Secret Service lock. Plus, this one's rust-proof. This one is kind of rust-proof because it's brass, but in reality, it's probably not going to hold up as well in the elements as that one over there. Despite what people say about Master Lock, at one of the first Super Bowls, if not the first, they actually shot a lock like this with a gun and it stayed closed. That's how Master Lock got their slogan, "Tough Under Fire." And it proves an interesting point. Compared to these three down here, which are other locks of the time, Master Lock had relatively advanced products. They were cheaper in some instances, and they held up a lot better than, say, something made of brass like the shackle on this frame lock. People could get through that with a knife if they were motivated enough. The Yale could probably be defeated with a decent-sized hammer because it's cast iron, and this Corbin could probably be cut through with a hatchet. Meanwhile, you try to use any of these on these Master Locks over here, it'll get dented. This is why I believe that Master Lock gets categorized unfairly, especially in a historical context. These things were really powerful and really cheap for their era. I'd expect the same level of security this thing gives me out of Ad Lake or something like that, a pretty heavy railroad Ad Lake. Come to think of it, I think I'd expect a little more security out of this Master Lock than this Ad Lake. This is a later Ad Lake. This is a Penn Central Ad Lake. Don't get these two confused thinking they're the exact same time, but this was patented around then. I really think I would trust this a little more with its wear resistance features and all that, and the fact this thing's kind of got a sheet metal construction. I think this might and this is also a lot more expensive for construction, so I think this might be a better choice over here. even between the lock I know has a very, very high pick resistance. You know, in my personal opinion, I let people have their opinions. I don't like try and fight that. But I think from a collecting standpoint, an old master lock like this is a pretty cool piece to have, you know, just to show the wear resistance. And not gonna lie, this box looks really cool over here with the Secret Service credentials. Mr. Guy over here with his little flashlight. This awesome little Master #1 badge. And that statement built like a bank vault door. And honestly, for the time, they aren't wrong. They used to laminate steel to make things like that. World's greatest combination of protective features? I'll leave that up to you, but it does have many protective features on it, including anti-wear features like these keys and the pins inside, which are made out of nickel silver. Anyway, this has been If These Old Beasts Could Talk. See you around. I hope you like these lock videos. I have a lot of locks, and I'm starting to get a little bit more into that. But don't worry, there will still be more railroad entertainment and fire alarm system coming up soon. I think I have a plan for that, which will be in some of my next videos.